Hello everyone, welcome. This is your elective subject hardware and PC maintenance. Now we will see some essential networking commands. So commands such as ping, ipconfig and traceRT, etc. So first one, understanding ping command. Ping is used primarily to find out if a computer is reachable. Ping accomplishes this task by sending out a special packet called the Internet Control Message Protocol, that is ICMP echo request packet. Okay, so this ping is used to check whether a computer is reachable or not. So using ping, ping accomplishes this task by sending a packet, that is ICMP. ICMP, that is the Internet Control Message Protocol. So this ICMP is a echo request packet. Packet means data. So data is divided into small packets. Okay, so packet is a piece of data. So echo request means when if a sender sends a request, so this protocol will get a reply as a echo. Okay, so the ICMP packet are special IP messages that are used to send network information between two hosts. So host may be computers, routers or switches. So router means, what is a router? Router connects multiple networks. So not multiple computers, routers connect multiple networks. So networks contain multiple computers interconnected, and multiple networks are connected through routers, and switches to connect multiple computers. Okay. So when a machine receives an echo request, it responds with an echo reply. Okay, so that is why this is called echo protocol. That means for a request there will be a reply. So there are some steps. In a Windows based XP environment, click on Start, Run, type command into the dialog box, then click OK. So a command prompt, you will get a command prompt. In the resulting command line window, type ping host name, where host name can be a domain name, a machine name or an IP address. So domain name like a www.xyz.com or any machine name, or IP address will be in decimal notation. Okay, like 132.62. And such IP addresses, you have seen some IP addresses in decimal notation. Okay, and next one is press enter button on the keyboard. Some of the common outputs obtained are as follows. Okay, so when you type this ping command, you will get the output will be like request timed out. Okay, you will get one the result will be, one of the results will be, first one is the request timed out. Okay, the request timed out error message is very common when you use the ping command. So this error message is obtained when the host or source system has not received the acknowledgement or response from the destination system, or the destination system has not responded to the source in the designated time. So in these two situations, we will get the reply request timed out. Okay. So the following example shows the output of an host system trying to ping an invalid IP address. So here if you type an invalid IP address, you will get a result like this. Okay, this is the output if you type an invalid IP address. So here one ICMP or Internet Control Message Protocol is a message control and error reporting protocol between a host server and gateway to the internet. So echo request packet is sent every second to the destination system. When the ping program gets an echo reply back from the remote host, it prints out the response giving several pieces of information. So when you type ping, you will get you will get a response from the destination. So the response may be request timed out. If any error occurs, you will get request timed out, otherwise there will be a positive response also. So the positive response will contain some pieces of information, that is IP address of where the echo reply came from, that is the destination address, and the number of bytes of data sent, round trip time it took for a packet to go to and from the remote host. So the time it took for traveling, okay, and time to live, that is TTL field, that means the lifespan of the response, that is time to live. So this is the pinging an IP address which is giving a positive response. So if you type the ping command, you will get a positive response like this, okay, positive reply from IP address. IP address is now 192.168.1.1 is a decimal notation, and bytes 32, and time and TTL 255, okay. This is a positive response of ping command. And destination host unreachable. When a router cannot route or a host cannot deliver the packets are discarded, and the router or the host sends a destination host unreachable message back to the source host that initiated the packets, okay. So when a router cannot route or host cannot deliver the packets, it will get the destination host unreachable message back to the source host that initiated the packets. This message will come up when there are network problems, possibly due to the hardware failure. So you may get the destination host unreachable when the hardware is having some problem, okay. So this is the destination host unreachable response, okay. So there are some ping command options. The various ping command options are T-T. Using this option will ping the target until you force it to stop by using Control C. So if you use this -T, it will ping the target until you force it to stop, okay. And this ping command option will resolve, if possible, the host name and of an IP address target, okay. So it will resolve, it will get you the host name of the IP address. IP address will be in a decimal notation, and you will get a host name of the corresponding IP address. And n count, the option sets the number of ICMP echo requests to send from 1 to the given number, okay. This option sets the number of ICMP echo requests to send. The ping command will send 4 by default if n isn't used, okay. If n is not used, then the default will be 4, and n count, you may specify the count, and the count will be, you can specify, that is from 1 to the given number. By default, if you don't use n, then it will be, by default it will be 4. 4 echo request will be sent. And L size, use this option to set the size in bytes of the echo request packet from 32 to 65,527. The ping command will send a 32 byte echo request if you don't use a L option, okay. By default it is 32 byte, and you can use maximum 65,527. And F, use this ping command option to prevent ICMP echo request from being fragmented by routers between you and the target. That is, fragmentation means it is the dividing the ICMP echo request between you and, that is, you means the source and the destination. It will not allow the message to be divided into the source part and the destination part. Okay, echo request will not be fragmented. Fragmentation means it is dividing. ITTL, this option sets the time to live value, the maximum of which is 255. TTL means the lifespan, time to live. Okay, so after that it will expire, or it will be the response or the content will be deleted. And VTOS, that is type of services, this option allows you to set a type of service value. Okay, and rcount, use this ping command option to specify the number of hops between your computer and the target computer or device that you would like to be recorded and displayed. The maximum value of for your count is 9. Okay, so use the trace T command instead if you are inserted. Enter is if you are interested in viewing all the hops between two devices. Rcount, this ping command to specify the number of hops between your computer and the target. That means the devices your message passes through. That means from your computer to target computer, how many devices has your message has passed over. Okay, so one more is yes count. They use this option to report the time, the internet timestamp format, that each echo request is received and echo reply is sent. The maximum value for count is 4, meaning only the first 4 hops can be time stamped. So the count maximum is 4 devices. The hops you can register, reporting the time, that is in timestamp in the internet timestamp format. Timestamp means it is a time, that is a time and will be in hours and minutes and seconds format. And echo request is received and reply, echo reply is sent. So it is that to report the time of echo request received and reply sent. Okay, so the W timeout, the specifying a timeout value when executing the ping command adjusts the amount of time in milliseconds. The ping waits for each reply. If you don't use a W option, the default timeout value of 4000 is used, which is 4 seconds. Okay, so 4000 means it will be in milliseconds. So the default timeout is 4 seconds, or you can set the timeout here using W timeout. And target, this is the destination you wish to ping, either an IP address or a host name. That is target. This is the destination you wish to ping, that is the destination computer or IP address of the or a host name. Okay, you would like to ping. So there is one more, that is Netstat command. Click start run type command, start run and type command to enter into the command prompt. So the different networking commands are, one is Netstat command, monitors internet connections on your computer. So Netstat command, it monitors internet connections on your computer. It shows the information on all active TCP and UDP connections, local and remote ports, connection states and the owning process. The Netstat command, it monitors internet connections on your computer. It shows the information on all active TCP and UDP connections, local and remote ports, connection states and the owning process. So TCP and UDP connections, TCP and UDP are two protocols for internet connection. In order to connect to internet, you will have to have protocols TCP or UDP. TCP is that means it is the transmission control protocol. UDP is user datagram protocol. TCP is connection oriented and UDP is connectionless protocol. So if you use TCP, it is efficient and connection is guaranteed, that is delivery of message is guaranteed. So whereas the UDP is connectionless, that means if you use UDP, then the delivery of message is not guaranteed. Okay. So here Netstat command, it shows the TCP and UDP connections and the ports, remote ports, local or remote ports. See, the Netstat command is, see the syntax is given here, Netstat AENS P proto R interval. So the A is displays all connections and listening ports. Listening means server ports, and E, it displays Ethernet statistics. This may be combined with the S option. There is a S option there. It displays Ethernet Ethernet statistics. Ethernet means it is a lower layer protocol for internet connection, and -N, it displays addresses and port numbers in numerical form. P, proto shows connections for protocol specified by proto. Proto may be TCP or UDP. If used with the S option to display per protocol statistics, proto may be TCP, UDP or IP. So, proto shows connections for the protocol specified by proto. Proto may be TCP or UDP. R is, so there is R, it displays the routing table. If you use, so here R in this Netstat, it will display the routing table. Routing table means a router. So a routing table, a router displays the routing table. What is a routing table? A router is a device that connects multiple networks, isn't it? So multiple networks may be containing multiple computers. So for example, network A, network B or network C, all these networks are connected through a router. So network A contains multiple computers, and network B and network C also contains multiple computers. So this router has a routing table. That means it has a table in which all the addresses of the computers connected to this computers connected to this router is stored. Okay, so all the addresses of all the addresses of computers are stored in the router. Okay, so router's routing table. So this is called a routing table. In this routing table, the addresses of the computers, okay, computers that are connected to this router is stored. And there is one more, yes, it displays per protocol statistics. By default, statistics are shown for TCP, UDP and IP. Okay, and interval, it redisplays selected statistics, pausing interval seconds between each display. Press Ctrl C to stop redisplaying statistics. If omitted, Netstat will print the current configuration information once. Okay, so redisplay means the display will be again and again, it will display the information. If you omit this, if you leave this interval, the Netstat will print the current configuration information only once. Okay, so there is one more ipconfig command. It shows network adapters and interfaces configuration. In the adapter, in the sense, the NIC, the ipconfig internet protocol configuration, allows you to renew DHCP. The dynamic host configuration protocol is an internet protocol for automating the configuration of computers that use TCP IP configuration, or send the command to DHCP server to release and discard the IP address configuration. See, it shows network adapters and interfaces configuration. ipconfig, internet protocol configuration, it allows you to renew the DHCP. What is DHCP? That is dynamic host configuration protocol, is an internet protocol for automating the configuration of computers that use TCP IP. So it will automatically set the configuration of computers. Which one? The DHCP protocol will set the configuration of computers automatically. So this tool is very useful on computers that are configured to obtain an IP address automatically. So the syntax options examples, see here, obtained by typing. So this configuration, IP configuration, is obtained by typing ipconfig in the command prompt. Okay, so the example of ipconfig command. So here this is the ipconfig, how to use an ipconfig help. Okay, example for ipconfig command. See, the ipconfig alone is typed in the command prompt. The information similar to the one below comes up. So details obtained when ipconfig command is used in the command prompt. So when you type this ipconfig in the command prompt, you will get this information, that is IP address like 192.168.1.13 subnet mask and default gateway. All this information you will get if you type ipconfig in the command prompt. There is one more trace RT command. So this command is used to visually see the network packet being sent and received and the amount of hops required for the packet to get to its destination. Okay, so that means tracing when you send a message from your source to destination, you can trace it. Okay, so that means visually see a network packet being sent and received and the amount of hops required for the packet to get to its destination. From source to destination, how many devices it crosses over. Okay, the message, how many devices your message crosses over is called the number of hops. Okay, for example, if your message crosses 2 routers, means there will be 2 hops. Syntax and options for trace RT command is given here. This is the details of syntax and meaning for the different options under ipconfig. Okay, and there is one more net command. The net command is used to view the networks or send messages or network settings, etc. Some of the net commands are explained here. Net commands means the net command is used to view the network or send messages or network settings. So these are called net commands. There are some of the net commands are net send. Net send means sends messages to other users, computers or messaging names on the network. The messenger service must be running on to receive messages. You can send a message only to a name that is active on the network. If the message is sent to a user name, the user must be logged on and running the messenger service to receive the message. And net view, net send and net view, this command is used to view the systems that are available in the network. Displays the list of computers in the specified work group or the shared resources available on a specified computer. Okay, net view means it shows the number of resources or the number of computers or number of resources available to that specific computer. So these are the net commands, net send and net view. Okay.